Okay, here we go. Symmastia. Yes, I'll talk about BII and capsule contracture as time goes on. But let's start with symmastia. Symmastia, or also known as uniboob or that kind of thing. There are two types, generally, acquired or congenital. Historically, in the literature, this is all you saw. I've named another group as pseudosymmastia. So, iatrogenic, which is about 95% of all symmastia cases, is from a breast augmentation that doesn't go so well. It's not necessarily malpractice or they did a terrible thing. It's because in about 3% of women, the muscle is only 3 millimeters thick where it inserts into the sternum, according to the studies that we did, and we published a paper about this. About 3% of women, 4% of women have a 3 millimeter muscle, whereas normally it's a centimeter to a centimeter and a half. Breast augmentation under the muscle is what causes it 90% of the time. About 10% of the time, it's a over dissection over the muscle that causes symmastia or liftoff of the sternal skin. Pseudosymmastia is another term I've coined, and that is when someone has heavy breasts that causes traction of the skin, it pulls the skin loose so it's no longer attached really well to the sternum. And then this person goes on to get a breast lift, a breast augmentation, something that lifts up the breasts, or breast reduction, and then they notice, oh look, my skin's lifted off. The skin tethering to the sternum has been disrupted by years of heavy breast pulling on that skin. And these women usually have a web of skin on their lower chest or lower breast area beforehand, but it's not so obvious because as long as these breasts are hanging low, they're pulling that skin down and you don't see how the skin is lifted up. There's a way to repair this, but it's sort of the way that I repair congenital symmastia. I can't just sew the muscle down and that will pull the skin with it, and that's our usual technique. I have to sew the skin down. That's usually through an incision under here, the lower sternum. We take that web of skin off, then we go up under the skin and sew that skin back down to the sternum. That's how I fix congenital symmastia, and that's how I typically fix pseudosymmastia. Congenital symmastia, whoops, congenital symmastia, you're born this way, to quote Lady Gaga. And that is, you hit puberty, you start growing breasts, and why am I getting skin and breast tissue in the middle? And that's just, you were just born that way, and it happens sometimes. It happens in certain cultures more than others, but we can fix that too by taking some of that breast tissue out of there and sewing the skin back down. So those are the different types of symmastia. By far, the iatrogenic, which means physician-caused, is a breast augmentation under the muscle most of the time, occasionally over the muscle.